Welcome everybody, and thank you so much for joining me on Spotlight on HR today. Now, full disclosure, this is my first panel Spotlight, so I am super excited to collaborate with such an esteemed panel of TA and HR leaders. So to introduce the panel to everyone, we have Ewan from Aegon, Carolyn from AG Bar, Tasha from Spectrum Impulse, and Gordon from Ernst & Young. So trust me, I've pulled in the big guns, guys. These leaders know their stuff, so we absolutely need to listen. Now, just to provide some context before we begin, this all came about, and it was quite good timing actually. I'd read an article by Corn Ferry that had said 37% of CEOs and senior leaders that they surveyed envisaged a future where humans are going to collaborate with as opposed to compete against AI. And this got me thinking. And as I say, it was good timing because I had noticed a lot of content recently on platforms like LinkedIn, for example, but also having conversations with my own network around talent acquisition, but with particular reference to the use of tech and AI. So I thought, right, I want to pull together a panel of people, and I should say, full disclosure, and I'm right in saying this, guys, none of you may be aware of each other, but you've not spoken to each other before. You don't, you've not kind of crossed paths in terms of your careers, have you?
Nope. Not at all. Nope.
So I thought, right, I'm going to pull together these people because it's all about knowledge sharing. It's about discussing. It's about challenging status quos. So the other thing I did, and you all know this, I decided as well to reach out to my network and actually say to them, look, this is what I'm doing. This is a panel. This is a topic. What do you want me to ask them? And I have had a phenomenal response. Now, I cannot ask every single question that came in. However, what I've done is I've really tried to categorize them into themes so that we can cover hopefully as much as we can. So let's crack on. Welcome everybody, and let me kick off by kind of asking the first question for everyone really, but what emerging trends are you seeing in the recruitment and hiring process, particularly when it comes to technology and automation? And if I can maybe just kind of ask you that question first, Ewan, and then we'll kind of go along the panel.
Yeah, we're happy to go first and be put on the spot. So I think, and again, be much harder for everybody on the call who comes after. I don't want to steal too many, but there's lots of discussion about AI and the use of AI. From what I'm seeing a lot of discussion on it, but again, at the same side, it's slower on the adoption side of things. For me, when it comes to AI as well, such a broad spectrum. It can be used in so many ways. And I guess for me, I've been trying to kind of reframe my thinking on that topic because what I saw a lot of, Katie, you mentioned on LinkedIn and discussion, saw a lot of negativity about AI and it's going to take our jobs away. But to your point a moment ago, how do we work well with it and get the balance and get these blended models, which are absolutely paramount? But you've seen a lot of negativity in the AI piece about, candidates maybe getting their CV done, using ChatGPT. I reframe that thinking and think, well, is that not a real level or is that not quite a nice thing? What if somebody's incredibly dyslexic? What if somebody's neurodivergent and maybe needs that assistance? Well, that tool is actually really helpful. So there's a lot of emergence on the AI piece. I think talent acquisition, I think we're getting more savvy when it comes to digital roadmaps and really being quite intentional with things like ATS optimization, understanding wider digital estate. And then I think great intervention in terms of assessment and how do we engage candidates that bleeds into experience, etc. But I'll stop there and pass to some of the other panelists because I could go on all day, as you know.
Some good points. Listen, there'll probably be some common themes here, given the subject matters that you all specialise in. So, Carolyn, I mean, in terms of if I asked you the same question, what are your thoughts?
So yeah, Ewan's covered most of it. So
Okay.
thank you for that. No, it's really good and all really valid. We are seeing the same at AG Bar. I guess it's just finding the space to really consider what the options are is probably where we're at. We're seeing a lot of options coming through from companies. So ATS, add-ons, AI screening tools, interview for video interviews, recording the notes that there's an option to do that and linking into the DE&I strategy. So we're seeing lots of offers from companies through tech, but I guess it's just trying to work that through and have the time to build it in our towards math, as Ewan says.
And what about you, Tasha? Is there anything you'd like to add to any of the comments that either Ewan or Carolyn have made in that?
I think that there is definitely a balance in terms of the usability of AI, especially from kind of a neuro-inclusivity position, that when we are trying to get our words out, we can get stuck.
Yeah.
And it will utilize the way to create a flow of conversation or even bring a way to bullet points that you're trying to get across, that ultimately the nerves and the anxiety may take over. And it gives you that access and support to streamline that and not feel as though you're kind of brain vomiting and getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
On the other side of that is that, you know, it's not that it can't be trusted, it's just that it shouldn't be fully trusted, that all of the information that you're getting is correct. And that whilst, yes, I think it's great to use it as a system of support, make sure you're doing your fact checking afterwards, and that what you're putting forward is factual information.
Anything you want to add, Gordon, on that?
Yeah, I think firstly, thank you for the really generous introduction. My mum will be delighted and very proud when she hears how you've described me there to lead into, right? So thank you for that. I think, yeah, I would lead on to the points. I think, you know, what people have said is accurate. I think the only observations I would make at the moment is, I think the talent industry is a little bit confused at the moment around where AI is going. You know, and we're kind of at the point where we know it's coming and it's here, but where do we adopt it and how do we adopt it, and how does that complement the candidate experience first and foremost, right? Because people predominantly, you know, still we hear they want to deal with people from what I hear in my industry. So trying to get a situation where AI can complement the process and not take over the process, for me, is the utopia that we're trying to get to. And I don't feel at the moment in the industry we're quite there yet. And that's probably the biggest challenge for me, is trying to understand how we can use AI to complement the process instead of taking over the process.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot, and some really valid points there.